I got us these.
Oh, you are naughty. What about my figure?
There's nothing out here.
Oh, put the kettle on.
And this is for you.
It's lovely. Come here.
It's our anniversary. A rose for a rose. We met 2 years ago today.
Supposed to be the woman who remembers.
I noticed the bulb's gone outside your front door. I'll get a ladder over later and change it.
Oh, I'll do it.
Oh, no, you don't. Not while you've got me around. Stella, are you doing anything tonight?
And only these curtains for Mrs. Wells's daughter. I said she could have them by the weekend.
I thought we might go to that restaurant, the one on the corner of Miles Road.
You've seen their prices?
Well...
Martin.
Oh, it's no good.
What is it? Tell me.
Stella Munden, will you marry me? I want you to be my wife.
Joe's birthday. He's a year old.
My goodness, doesn't time fly?
Yep. I'm going to Weston for a birthday tea this evening.
Hence the lack of a beard. Howard will be pleased.
Yeah, I didn't want to frighten Joe. I spooked him out a little bit last time I saw him. I want to spend the whole day with him, but Zara's made other arrangements.
Even a moment is to be cherished at his tender age.
Can't help thinking about what I missed, though.
Well, what good would that do? You're there for him now, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, I didn't know you cared.
What?
Well, you're a day early, but Valentine's.
Yes. Aww.
Can you believe it? Joe is 1 year old.
Wow. Hey, won't be too long before he's chasing the girls, just like his old man. You look great without the beard, mate.
Yeah, shouldn't you be at the campus?
You don't love me, is that it?
Oh, don't be silly.
Then why?
As soon as people get married, they change. You've seen it, I've seen it. We've both been married before, and look what happened.
It's the second time round for both of us. It'll be different. We're older, we know what we want, and I want you.
You say that now, but...
Oh, no buts. Please stop doing that. Stella, listen. I want to grow old with you. I want us to buy a little B&B in Snowdonia. We've talked about it for long enough. Let's do it.
It's a pipe dream, it's not real.
It can be. Together we can make it happen.
No, I don't want to marry you.
I know you're worried it'll change things between us, but it won't. It'll be even better.
Don't drop it, Martin. Just don't go on.
Well, at least think about it.
There's nothing to think about.
Stella, I don't understand. What have I done wrong?
Just stop going on and on. How many more times? I'm not going to marry you. I will never marry you. Now you've got your answer. You're happy now? Just go. Go on, get out. Get out!
Please do not give me any more details. You will have to see a doctor about your piles. You can show them to Dr. Heskey at 4:45 this afternoon. Goodbye, Mrs. Legg.
A repeat prescription for my mother. Have you heard?
Heard what? You can have this back tomorrow.
They've appointed the new vicar.
I wonder who it could be.
Well, we'll soon find out. That's why I'm here. Apparently, the new vicar intends to pop by for a visit this week.
If you would like to take a seat. Oh, well, I look forward to it. Campus Secretary, how may I help you?
But we're not ready for him.
Yeah, I will just put you through.
The cleaner's off sick. The flowers are a disaster. And I'm terribly worried about that mould in the apps.
I do not mean to be rude, but I am very busy.
But the mould!
Campus surgery.
I don't think you've grasped the seriousness of the situation. We need you, Mrs. Tenby.
In a way, it was a good thing.
How'd you work that one out?
Well, the fact that Kevin forgot for a moment that there was a rift between you and Daniel.
A rift, is that what you call it?
Well, Daniel's just as embarrassed. Things are only going to get better when people stop walking on eggshells.
Anything else?
Sorry, I didn't mean to open up old wounds.
You said they'd healed. Listen. It's for Joe. I didn't forget.
Why don't you give it to Daniel before he leaves?
I can arrange a visit for tomorrow afternoon. But if it is an emergency...
Who is it?
bear with me for one moment, please. Miss Stella Munden. She locked herself in her flat and got very upset earlier. Sorry for keeping you. But you must understand, if Miss Munden does not want to see a doctor, then you cannot force her.
It's okay, I know her. Her place is on the way to my first call out. I'll go.
Come in.
It's for Joe. Tambourine.
Ah,
Can't see it putting me in Zara's good books, but
thank you. I love it.
he's welcome.
Stella? Stella, please, open the door.
Hello?
Are you the doctor?
Dr. Tyler.
It was me who called. I didn't know what to do. I've been knocking for a couple of hours. She won't let me in or answer her phone.
Is she in there?
Well, they lived a few doors down. I'd know if she'd gone out. I saw her earlier. She was very upset.
Any idea why?
Well, we'd had a few words. Well, she just blew her top. It came from nowhere.
And you are?
Martin. Her boyfriend.
You say you had a few words. Nothing else?
I don't hit women, if that's what you're getting at.
Sorry.
I've never seen her like this before. She just turned. And I know Stella had a bad spell a few years back with depression. She told me. Pills and counselling and all that. What if she's done something silly? I should have broken the door down.
Stella? Stella, it's Dr. Tyler. You in there? Stella?
Stella?
He shouldn't have called you. What was he thinking of?
He was thinking of you.
There's nothing wrong with me.
Come on, Stella, it's me you're talking to. Is he giving you a hard time?
Martin, no.
You haven't been to the surgery for a while.
Haven't needed to.
Are you sure about that? Maybe a visit to your counsellor then. Talk things through. Might do you some good.
I'm just having a bad day. I knew it would end like this.
What's happened?
I've been stupid. Pretending it'll all be all right, but it never is it? But why? Why now?
I can't help you if I don't know what it is.
Sex. It's always sex.
Has Martin forced you?
No. No. But it's what he'll want.
So you and Martin have never... And that's what scares you?
What do you think?
Are you all right in there? Stella?
Why don't you come to the surgery later? See me.
Why? What good would it do? I've just got to face up or walk away.
Okay, how about I swing by later, see how you're doing?
Oh, you are kidding me.
Hiya. Listen, I just wanted to say thanks for the present for Joe. Really means a lot. I can't believe he's a year already. I've hardly seen him. Still, I keep reminding myself it could be a lot worse. You know, I could have lost him completely. Zara's been really understanding, considering. And listen, I was just thinking, next time I get to see him, maybe the three of us could go for a walk in the park.
Excuse me.
Yeah, well, that's not really my concern at the moment, is it? Okay, thanks.
You still here?
What's it look like? Someone's nicked my car.
Oh, bad luck.
If it wasn't for you, I'd still have it.
It could have happened anywhere.
Only had it valeted yesterday.
Oh, sure you'll get it back, mate.
Gotta wait for the police to arrive.
Expensive, was it, your car? Yeah, the police will track it down.
Yeah, but in what state? She doesn't like third gear, so I have to gently double D-clutch.
You'll soon have her back. I'll tell you what, why don't I ask around on the estate, see if anyone's seen anything.
Would you?
Leave it a minute. Here, Tom! Have you seen any burnt-out motors?
Mrs. Shaw? Mrs. Shaw? There are still sweet wrappers under that pew. I know you don't like wearing your spectacles, but it really would help, dear. This could be him. Smile now, ladies. Let's all welcome him with open arms. Didn't I say, ladies, that Mrs. Temby wouldn't let us down?
Knowing the urgency, I came as soon as possible.
Not a moment too soon. Now, let's see what we can get you started on.
Oh, the ladies seem to have made an extra effort. I wonder why.
Oh, dear. This one's a hands and knees job, I'm afraid. The pulpit. Heaven knows what Reverend Stanhope used to get up to behind there.
It matters not. If it is dirty, I will clean it. After all, cleanliness is next to godliness.
My sentiments exactly.
Oh, dear. Now, this is going to need a lot of elbow grease.
No point in standing out there when you can be in here having a brew.
Cheers.
So, what do I do now? She doesn't even want to see me. What would you do?
What?
Stella,
But she's upset, she needs space.
is she ill? You know,
Sorry, I can't discuss that.
you're keeping something from me. She is ill, isn't she?
Thanks for the tea, I'll wait outside.
No, please. I'm sorry, I'm just worried.
How long have you two been together?
2 years. When me and my wife got divorced, I didn't think I'd get close to anybody ever again. But just shows. One look at Stella and
Love at first sight, eh?
pretty much. She's different. She's kind. Easy to get on with. That's why it was so unlike her today. I mean, it came out of nothing.
Is everything else all right in the relationship?
How do you mean?
Well, you know, have you ever stayed over?
What, her place? Oh, you mean... Oh. No.
2 years. It's a long time to wait.
Has she said anything?
No, nothing.
I knew it. Just because I haven't tried anything on, she thinks I don't fancy it.
Second guessing, that's not what she said.
Oh, it must have crossed her mind, though, eh? It's not normal, is it? A man not wanting it. I mean, when I'm with her, there's nothing I want more than to... There's a little bit of me that doesn't quite get the signal, if you see what I mean.
Impotent. Have you talked to her about it?
Oh, I'd be too embarrassed. She's a very prim and proper lady. That's why I was attracted to her. Oh, I couldn't talk to her about anything like that. I mean, if she thought I was... Well, she might not marry me.
Marry you?
Didn't I say?
Yeah, speaking. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, car's in the station compound. Okay, yeah, I'll be straight round. No
Lucky. Why don't I take you to the station?
Oh, thanks, that'd be great.
It's the least I can do. Stella's. Safety first.
Everything okay?
Sorry I reacted the way I did. I know what I said must have hurt you. You're a lovely man and I love you, but I don't want to see you again. I mean, it makes sense. Things between us can never be the same again. I don't want you thinking badly of me. What does she mean by that? I'd never do that. Never. I'd forgive her anything. I've decided to look for somewhere else to live. I miss you with all my heart, but this is for the best. What do you see her? Tell her we can forget about today. Just wipe it out. Just go on as we were. Please. I don't want to lose her.
Mrs. Temby? Mrs. Temby!
Oh, that is just what I needed. Thank you.
I've just looked inside the pulpit. It's gleaming. Thank you so much. I don't know what we'd have done without you.
Now, have I done something to upset Mrs. Shaw?
I don't think so. Why?
Well, it is nothing.
She wouldn't have heard if you had. She's as deaf as a post.
Right, leave it to me. It is probably more frightened of you than you are of it. There is nothing to be afraid of. It is just a little field mouse.
You truly are a godsend.
You don't have to put me on suicide watch. I'm all right, really, I am.
I had to hang around. My car got stolen from outside. Thankfully, the police found it.
Oh, right.
Keeping busy?
Customers' curtains.
I've been talking to Martin. He showed me the note.
A clean break.
Is that what you really want?
What I want doesn't come into it. It's how it has to be.
How can you know that without talking to him?
What Martin and I had was special. You know, I've never been as close to anyone as I am with him, but he'll end up hating me. And I couldn't live through that, not again.
He told me he asked you to marry him.
And that was that.
You've been seeing each other for 2 years, and in all that time he's never tried it on. Think about it, Stella. It might not just be you who's got a problem with it.
Yeah, but it's not about, well, just about sex, is it? I can't marry him.
Look, I really think honesty is the best policy. Otherwise, you're always going to be wondering about what could have been. I know it won't be easy, but I reckon he'll be supportive.
What if it's all too much for him?
He told me he'd never think badly of you, and I believe him. I think he might surprise you.
Shouldn't you be on your way?
I've got a few hours yet. Jimmy remembered.
Very thoughtful of him.
Yeah, it's a good sign too, don't you think, that he went to the trouble?
Be careful with Jimmy.
How do you mean?
Well, his marriage is over and it can't be easy for him seeing you building bridges with Zara.
Well,
She wants to see you. I'll catch a cab.
thanks, Doc. I'll remember this.
Martin, good luck.
Thanks for coming over.
Oh, are you all right again?
There's a few things we've got to talk about.
I understand why you have misgivings about getting married. Well, we were both hurt the first time round. But it won't happen. Not this time, not with us.
Got to tell you something.
You're still married?
No.
I knew that doctor was keeping something from me. I knew it.
Martin.
Listen,
Martin,
I'm not going to walk
I'm not
away.
ill.
I'll
Listen
look
to
after
me.
you, really, I will.
I was born a man. I wasn't married to John. I was married to Joan. I came out, as it were, 5 years ago. I left it far too late. But it took so long to feel strong enough. Oh, I'm not telling this very well.
What's your real name?
What does that matter?
Your real name?
That man doesn't exist anymore. I have nothing to do with him.
You talk about him as if he was another person.
I'm Stella. Look at me. You've cuddled me. You've kissed me. You've held me. I'm a woman.
And what about...
I've not had the operation, if that's what you're asking, though I do take hormones.
No, I don't want to know. You've been lying to me all this time.
I don't lie. I just didn't tell you who I once was. After leaving Joan, a relationship of any kind was the last thing on my mind. And then you came along. Now do you see why I can't marry you? I moved here to get away from all those people who called me a freak, including my parents. Martin, tell me I'm not a freak. Martin.
Hey, fancy a drink tonight?
No, I'm washing my hair.
Come on, mate. There's this really nice girl I know.
Trying to set me up?
You'd be a perfect match. She's a really nice girl, works at the gym, fit and bouncy.
Yeah, no, I think she'd be more Daniel's type.
Nothing need change. If you're worried what people will think, I won't tell anyone. No one will ever know.
Oh, I will.
If we love each other, what does it matter?
It matters to me. You've taken me for a fool, Stella. How could you? Oh, whoever you are.
I knew you'd react like this. That's why I didn't tell you.
And when was I supposed to find out? When we finally go to bed together and I grab hold of something that shouldn't be there?
I know this has been a shock and you need time, but I love you. And I know you can't just stop loving me. We can carry on the way we were.
Two blokes cuddling on a sofa.
Oh, don't, Martin, please don't.
I've kissed you?
Martin! Oh. Dr. Tyler, it's Stella. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to bother you. I wanted you to know I told Martin the truth. He didn't. We couldn't. It was too much for him. But you were right, I had to be honest. You said he'd forgive me anything. But he was talking about forgiving Stella. Not me.
I realise how difficult it must be for you to work with me. Maybe I shouldn't come back. I betrayed you, okay? There's nothing I can say or do to change that. I can reel off a list of excuses as to why, but the truth is, I was so wrapped up in myself that I didn't give anyone else a second thought. I miss having you as a friend.
Really?
I know how much I owe you. Okay, when I hit rock bottom, you arranged for me to see Oliver. Okay, and then you stood by me too. If I hadn't had that help, there's no way Zara would be letting me see Joe now. And that's down to you. I can never thank you enough, Jim.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I gotta get on.
Which one of you clowns has sent me a Valentine's card?
Only losers send Valentines.
Cruel prankster. You are an inveterate liar.
Found this on the doorstep outside. Wonder who it's from, eh?
Did you put him up to sending me these smutty valentines?
Let your superior, posterior, right now